This is how I scaled a jewelry business from this to $650,000 in revenue. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly step by step how I did this and how you can replicate and use for your jewelry business model as well. So buckle up and let's get started. Step number one, finding the product market fit. And here you have two options to do that.
What are my options?
First step is a must for any kind of business. Talking about the jewelry industry, if you cannot sell at least one product organically, see if there is some kind of demand. If people want at least to purchase your product. And like I said, you have two options to find that. One which is faster and the second one which is slower. There are pros and cons for each of these options. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, okay, let's talk.
For the first option, creating content and observing the feedback, what are the pros? Well, it is totally free. To create content, all you need to have is a phone and have a desire to create content. That's it. Second pro is that the first touch point that you have with your potential ideal customer is much more authentic. There are many statistics where people say that the relationship they built with a company over time was much more authentic when the first impression they got from that business was through an organic content over, let's say, an ad. Well, like every single thing that has some advantages, there are also some disadvantages. So let's talk about that.
What disadvantages?
It takes much longer time to gather all that feedback, right? And second of all is that you cannot really control how many impressions you get. You are on the mercy of the algorithm. Of course, if you understand how the algorithms work and if you understand that it all comes down to your customer, if you create content that people are searching for, if you create content that is engaging, then you have much more chances to get more impressions. On the flip side, you have to learn also another skill, which is creating content, which is understanding the algorithms, understanding the platform. If you ask me, I believe that this is a skill that every single business owner must learn.
Why is that?
Because it's gonna pay off dividends for a long time. The ones who can create content and are good at talking to the camera and are good at posting regularly on the social media, because we are transferring to an era where people are more and more on the digital platforms, and the ones who have the most attention will win, and the ones who are good at creating content will get the most reward.
Oh wow, really?
Once this is covered, it's up to you which one you choose, but you have to keep in mind that you have some downsides and you have some benefits as well. Posting less and boosting those posts to increase the number of impressions. Now, this sounds counterintuitive. I rarely recommend to boost posts and instead to run ads from the ads manager. But when it comes to, let's say you have a startup, you have a completely new Instagram account, a completely new Facebook page, then in that case, I would put aside a very tight budget to just start boosting some of the posts that you have. Because it's very cheap and you get impressions on your demand and you can find out what your market is thinking about your product much faster.
Very fast.
What are the pros? Well, it's of course faster, and second of all, you can control how many impressions you get. Because when you boost a post, you could see with your budget on average, of course it's an estimated size, how many impressions you'll get out of that budget. And you could put a very low budget just to find out what your marketplace is thinking about your product. It's literally finding that product market fit on steroids. It's nothing more than that. You don't really have to expect that you're gonna get sales. It's just for your research. Of course, there are some cons. And first of all, it costs money.
I don't have any money.
It's not a fortune. Like everyone could afford $5-10 per day and you could get thousands of impressions. At the same time, yes, indeed, it costs a little bit of money. Of course, it might be a total waste of money if you look from the perspective that you are gonna get sales. You're not gonna get sales from the boosting posts. Rarely I see brands that get some sales from boosting posts. Only the ones who have a revolutionary product or a product that it's very niche and there is a very high demand. Like I said, this is a very important note. You do that, you are boosting posts just to make the research and find out what your audience is thinking about your products and how they are responding to your products.
Yeah, thanks for the advice.
Moving on, step number 2, use the best sellers to create content for ads. So what you'll notice is that if you have a great offering, when you create content, either you choose the number 1 option or the number 2, if you create content organically, or if you create content and then you boost posts, will get some attention, and a small percentage might be interested to look at more like at your business, and over an extended period of time, some of them, a small percentage, would want to purchase. So that's enough for you at this moment.
That's enough.
These products that you found out that they will be kind of like the best sellers, now you want to take it to the next level and you want to create more, let's say, much more professionally ads through the ads manager, utilizing the top 3 or 5 best sellers, the products that have been selling the best in this period of time when you were just making this product market research. Now the question here I get is, well, Archie, but what kind of ads should I create, because there's a huge variety, and that's correct. Here just a couple ads that you could run, and I've seen that for the jewelry industry they are working quite well. You want to make some more iterations, you want to think of the other creatives as well, but to help you with getting started or to help you with just getting some more ideas, here are 5 ad concepts that I found they are working quite well for the jewelry space. First is unboxing. It's having just a person, and here when you choose the person that will unbox, it's very important that you carefully pick the one that looks quite similar with your customer. Let's say the physical traits or how they look, all of that, because that will resonate much better with your potential customer who is watching that video.
Really?
Really?
And in that unboxing video, it's very important to have some kind of authentic emotions. So when that person is unboxing, doesn't need to be like, I'm not interested. She needs to express some kind of emotion, some kind of excitement, happiness. The viewer, when sees that, it will create the future pacing effect. She or he will visualize her or himself how she or he will get those emotions as well once she or he is unboxing those products. The second creative is what I call the product versus model, which is essentially demonstrating the product close to the camera and then putting on the ear or on the neck, demonstrating how it looks on a close-up, all the details, and then on the model. Third one is a simplicity angle. It's the easiest one to record or take a picture, because you just simply take a picture or record a very quick video. It might be up to 5 seconds demonstrating the product.
You know it. Let's make a video.
And the last one is what I ordered versus what I got, because in the jewelry space there is this huge concern of, hey, I don't believe that the way this product looks on the website will look similar in the real world. So by having this creative, you handle this objection instantly. Step number 3, now is the time to deploy your ads in the ads manager, and I would recommend to start with Facebook and Instagram ads, and over time add other platforms as well. And the reason behind why I prefer Facebook and Instagram is because in most cases, this is in the majority cases, this is where your audience might be. Of course, if you're selling to executives, to business owners, you sell some more premium or fine jewelry, then I would also recommend adding LinkedIn ads. Figure out who is your audience, and then based on that, you will understand where to promote your ads. The reason behind why we want over time to add other platforms is because you want to be omnipresent. In the jewelry space, especially if you're selling more expensive jewelry, let's say your AOV is $200 and above, then in that case you want to be omnipresent, meaning you want to seem from your customer side that you are everywhere on all the platforms.
They are everywhere.
But that's the case when you have a higher budget, when you've been in this space for a couple of years. Moving on, step number 4, use emails and new product launches consistently to retain and ascend customers. The first steps are essentially meant to find out that proof concept, to see if there's some kind of demand, to acquire customers, to figure out what's your cost per acquisition. But if you want to build a sustainable jewelry business that will last and will work for decades, it's important to have some kind of strategy in the back end. And that's why it is important to have emails and new product launches. You want to increase the retention of your customers and ascend them as well. So retention comes down to launching new products using the email flows and sequences. So you could encourage people to come back to your website and purchase more and more, because is gonna be just pure profit.
He's 100% pure profit machine.
And ascending customers is simply sending them to a much higher end product. You could lead, let's say you could start with a lower AOV product, so you could just get in that customer with your acquisition model, running ads, creating content, and then once you got that customer, you created trust with them, just assuming that you have a great product, and now you can ascend that customer to a product that is more expensive, and that's just gonna be pure profit for your business.
Now I will be very rich.
And step number 5, of course, is keep creating new organic content and ads with a new product collections that become the new bestsellers. What you will see over time is that while you are launching more and more product or more collections, you will see that your top 5 bestsellers might change, might switch. Let's say the 5th bestseller might become the 3rd bestseller, or some new collections that you launched will become one of that product will become your top 1st bestseller. And you want to take those bestsellers and start promoting.
For what reason?
The reason behind that is when you are leading with your bestsellers, in most cases, you'll see that your cost to acquire the customer in the first place will be much lower, because usually those products, they are proven, they are much more appealing to your potential customers. All you want to do is keep analyzing the best-selling trend and create both organic content and ads with those new bestsellers. Now, I also have a program that is designed for the jewelry industry. It's a blueprint that helps you from A to Z how to build a profitable marketing strategy specifically for the jewelry industry.
Wow. Oh my God.
If you want to find out more about that and get all the opportunities included, one of which is having direct access to me where you can directly ask me questions about your business, click on the link below and I will see you on the other side.